everybody, and welcome to the SModCo SMorning show, broadcasting from the home of the comic book men, Jay and Silent Bob's secret stash. My name is Ming Chen. Sitting across from me is Michael Zapcic. Hello.
What's happening, boys?
Mike Zapcic in the house, sitting to my right today.
Our special guest.
Sitting to my right, series regular, and also, you're the professor. Or Marianne, whichever, or both.
I'll take whatever I can get, man. I'm just happy to be here. Jeez.
You know what? Don't be Mrs. Howell.
No.
You don't want to be the only virgin on the island.
Oh,
Never.
man,
So to my right, not the only virgin, probably has more, has gotten more than me and Mike combined times 10.
I don't know about that.
Plus the boys.
Yeah.
Yes.
The rest of the boys.
Plus everybody else here.
Does paying for it count?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
No, never counts. Does not count.
Why?
People tweet it, guys tweet in. It does not count if you pay for sex.
I say it counts.
It does not count.
Why not?
Because.
You're still doing it. You're still...
Then by that logic, masturbation counts.
No. With a woman. Or another,
might as well-
or another person. I don't discriminate.
Then you might as well go out and buy a blow-up doll.
That's not another person.
Well, would you say the's more effort involved when you don't have to pay for it? I mean, there could be dinner, there could be a movie. There's a lot more effort.
Not necessarily. Not in Mike Zapcic's world. Now after TV Land, not the same effort.
After TV Land.
After TV Land, bam, no effort.
No effort at all.
No effort at all. No effort at all.
Dude, I was married for 11 years up until I was on TV. So there was always effort. Don't ever undercut my effort.
I'm just saying.
Now, what about you? Had also asked me about like a threesome, and I said we were talking about.
Oh,
that.
yeah. Do you count that twice?
Yeah. Do you count it twice? And also,
no, that's in a whole separate category.
League of its own.
You get like major points for just the,
Oh, yeah.
You should get
points.
Yeah, I mean your life force goes up.
Well, remember, I had asked you because you
Warrior needs food badly.
Yeah.
You're completely replenished.
Yeah, achievement unlocked. Like
yes,
all that
exactly.
shit. Yeah.
I guess. Well, we were talking about that one day, and I said, does it count if one of them was your wife before she was your wife?
Hell
and you said
yeah.
it absolutely counts, because I was like, well, I didn't know if it had to be two separate individual people.
No.
So it does count.
But does it count if it's another guy? And I mean, it does count, but who gets...
That counts in a real bad way. If it's
does.
I know. Is that like football?
You get negative points.
Yeah, the devil's triplet.
Is that like football where you get half a sack?
Yeah, right.
Somebody got half a sack, that's for damn sure.
I'm sorry. So am I right? Marc Costello, the good time fellow.
Good morning.
Yes.
But in which category does it count if you're doing the devil's triple?
What's the devil's triple? Oh,
Two guys
okay,
and a woman.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yes, that's like...
Hell yeah. I say it counts. You pay for it, it counts.
I can't go with the pay for it.
It's not,
paying for it counts. The 2-on-1, maybe that's one of those ones that is the rule book gets. Yeah, you have to. Yes, I have many rules for.
You do. You have your own rule book, man,
Yes.
which I don't play by. By the way, I don't play by your rule book. Your rule book sucks.
If you pay for it, it counts. Yeah. Your rule book's too hard. Fuck that noise.
Yeah, you know what my rule is? There are no rules.
There it is.
Yeah.
Dogs count. Masturbation counts. So do the animal.
Oh, God, see, that's your rule book, man. I don't want your book.
They don't. No, they don't.
I'm burning that book.
That's a stinky book, Mike. That's not a good book. That's a very liberal book you go by.
No, my book is not liberal at all.
No, it's a little more...
If you pay for it, it doesn't count.
That's bullshit,
masturbation
man.
doesn't count.
No, that I agree with.
Well, I hear you.
Animals don't count.
Another person pay for
Actually,
it or
animals you
coerced,
get donkey punched.
Ming brings up a good point. Somebody else pays for it.
or somebody else pays for it. Yeah,
Like,
okay.
hey, buddy, we're going to send you up to...
Yeah, but that's... you know what? That's...
Yeah,
no.
It's still going to fall under.
Yeah,
still-
Listen, happy birthday, Mike. Like, do you count that?
No. Effort has to be put forth. I'm sorry. It's...
So it's really more about effort than the end result of
It's about
whatever.
Don't you? It's my father always said. You have that sense of accomplishment when you put your mind to a task and you achieve your
Effort.
goal.
Okay, so
And that's what Dad was
Brad
talking
Pitt
about.
don't need no effort. He doesn't count all that.
No, everything that Brad Pitt does counts. Because, I mean, God gave him... It's all right, how about this? God pays for Brad Pitt's. Because he gave him everything that he needed to do to get laid by any woman in the world.
Right. I'm just saying, say you weren't married, you wouldn't have to put any effort. Not now.
Yeah.
Not now, you wouldn't have to put any effort.
What, into to having sex with
Yes.
my wife?
No, let's say you weren't married. You're Mike Zapcic, major FNTV star.
Out at the
know about
bar, cruising one
Yeah,
night.
whatever. No effort. You're at a con. You're at a con. No effort.
Really? You think?
You're
There's
at a
effort.
con.
There's always
no effort.
I see. I don't see it that way.
You're nuts, dude.
But then again, I don't go out looking. It's really
you don't
weird.
have to look. No effort. They're looking for you.
Are there con groupies?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Cool to see. Wow.
I've
yeah.
never come
Never
across
come
one
across
that
it?
was into the zapper, but whatever.
He's blinded by love. He's a fool for love.
And God bless him for that.
All right, whatever.
What he wouldn't do for love. He's a fool for love. I'm sorry.
We do the meatloaf
I'm sorry. I was
thing,
watching
you want.
Reservoir Dogs yesterday. Yeah, but I mean, no effort. And if you pay for it, Mike, you know what I would do with $1 million?
What would you do with
If
$1
I
million?
had, if I had $1 million, 2 chicks at the same time.
Nah.
I think with that kind of money, you could
I'm
make
sorry.
that happen.
We were talking Office Space before.
Yeah, we were.
did the show. That's all I'm saying.
I think that they'd get down with a dude like you.
Yeah. Anyways,
All right, Lawrence.
I disagree though.
I don't think it counts.
I don't-
I'm sorry. I just
I-
don't think it counts.
I mean,
People tweet in at MingChen37. You tell Ming how you feel about paying for the pootie. Does it count?
Yeah, I say it counts.
And
If your criteria is effort, then Brad Pitt is at 0. He hasn't done it at all.
Then you think that Brad Pitt doesn't? I think that Brad Pitt has to actually engage people in conversation.
I don't even think he has to do that.
Yeah, maybe not.
I
He's
don't
so
do
yeah,
that.
yeah.
I bet he could
Really,
not
he
say.
looks scraggly. I mean, there are times when it's like, wow.
It's good scraggly. Damn, I wish I looked that good scraggly.
I mean, I'm going back to when I was younger, being around the rock and rollers. I mean,
Oh,
there's
God.
very little conversation.
Yeah.
These girls just walk right up to you. They'll start kissing you and they'll grab your junk. And
you know this
that's
firsthand,
it.
man. You have to say a word.
No, this I actually do know firsthand.
But do you feel empty inside afterwards?
Yeah, you know what? That's funny that you said that because talking to a couple of the guys that were in bands, they always used to say that they wanted it to mean something. They didn't want to just get laid anymore and just have it, be another one night stand.
I agree with that, but that increases the count. Bing!
And of course, that's like 400 girls and 4 years later, where they're like, "Oh well, now
right.
of course.
Easy for them to say.
They're like, you know what? Maybe I'll try having sex with Mick Jagger now. Maybe that'll mean something. Because did you ever see Mick Jagger's biography?
I did not.
Where was it autobiography or biography?
The one with just a picture of him on the cover?
Well, he names names. He names like Linda Ronstadt and Eric Clapton. And I'm like, fucking Clapton? Really?
Oh,
that disappointed me more than... I'm like, oh.
The Mackenzie Phillips story is the most fucked up one, where he traps Mackenzie Phillips downstairs, one floor down from her father's apartment. Jagger gets her in the apartment, and he says to John Phillips, Mackenzie's dad, "We're just going to go down and make tuna fish sandwiches." And they're down there for about 20 minutes, and John comes banging on the door, and we all know what they were doing in there.
Yeah, making tuna fish sandwiches.
Yeah.
Jagger locks the door, and he looks at Mackenzie Phillips, and this is in a couple of books. I think it's in Mackenzie Phillips books too, and he says, "I've been waiting to do this since you were like 13.
Oh,
I know. I was
Why?
really.
Sure,
Yeah,
no.
seriously. It's not like it's Valerie. It's Mackenzie.
I would much rather make tuna sandwiches with her. I mean, if I had a choice, like
smells
having
the
sex,
same.
no.
real tuna fish
No, I
sandwiches.
think tuna would probably be better.
Like Mackenzie hand me the mayo. It's like, no, chop those onions finer.
Yes, exactly. No. Here's the thing.
Already
You
agreed.
don't need celery. Use celery salt.
Oh, okay.
You don't
Where
get
do you-
the
where do you-
string in your teeth.
Where do you get the crunch from, though?
You can leave the tuna juice in there if it's packed in
Leave
water.
the juice.
Tuna juice.
Leave the tuna
Wait,
juice in
were
there.
you still talking about sandwiches?
That's what I was asking you. Tuna juice.
I have no idea.
Leave that it's packed in water, and then if you want crunch, add panko breadcrumbs.
Oh, that's the flavor.
That's the
Oh,
flavor.
breadcrumbs? Doesn't that soak up the mayonnaise and?
No, it'll soak up the tuna juice, but it'll still stay crunchy.
Panko
And you know what? You want crunch in your tuna. What is wrong with
No,
you?
you don't want crunch.
No, you don't want no crunch.
There's a little texture.
Is whitefish supposed to make a noise?
There's a little texture.
Crunchy.
Well, speaking of rock and roll, Mike,
Speaking
my
of-
other friend Mike sent me an article
Yes, I saw this. I just visually went through.
from I believe this musicrow.com, and it is about a guitar. One certain guitar,
It's a special guitar.
one very famous piece of rock history. It's Eddie Van Halen's 5150 guitar.
Yes, it's
You
one
may
of them.
You may recognize it from was it in the Panama video?
This guitar, it was a similar guitar was in the Panama video. They'll recognize the paint scheme of the red, white, and black stripe. For
It is.
Sure.
It is a red body with white stripes, kind of going randomly, and then there's black on it. It's an iconic guitar.
It is.
If you're a fan of, if you're any kind of fan of rock and roll, you know this guitar. You're like, oh, that's
Any kind.
I'd say it's very iconic. It's so synonymous not only with Van Halen, but also if you go back to any like rock from the 80s, if you pick up any magazines or books, you're going to see this guitar.
In there.
Yeah.
It's in there. And
because everybody stole it from Edward. I mean, really.
Yeah, well,
I want to be like Edward.
And he stole it from the old BMX bike riders in Southern California back in the day. They used to paint their bikes with these stripes back in the early 70s, and that's where he got this idea from. So there's your nickel's worth of free knowledge on why his guitar's painted that way.
Way to plug and pull back the curtain there, Professor Marvel.
And this particular guitar manufactured by Kramer, which you have, some slight knowledge, some passing knowledge of. For the kids at home who don't know, what's your relationship with Kramer guitars?
My relationship was my father was vice president of the company when I was. He bought into it when I was real little. He bought into it when I was like 10 years old or maybe 9 years old, and then it was my high school job. And I also worked there after high school, but I used to work there every day after school, and I used to work there all summertime. If anybody can relate to your summer jobs when you were younger, that was my summer job, and it was also my after-school job. So instead of delivering newspapers,
flipping burgers,
I hear a whole bunch of people out there going, "You dick."
Yeah, that was a great
sack
job.
Of shit.
Oh, it was a good job.
Actually, I consider myself still lucky to have had an after-school job scooping ice cream.
At the Dairy Queen in Lincroft.
At the Dairy Queen.
Yeah, but that's not the same as working at Kramer Guitars.
No, he didn't get quite as much pussy as the rest of us over at the guitar company got serving ice cream.
Did you get any pussy serving ice cream?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh, you did?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but not as much as like working at Kramer Guitars. I mean,
I guess not. Well,
do you count that?
Fuck yeah.
Okay,
oh, my God.
Pay for it?
He counted it. He counts it. Okay.
Hell yeah. Oh, you kidding? There was, oh, yeah.
You got some Tutti Frutti.
There's a couple of stories Mike's told me about the old Dairy Queen that are pretty,
hell yeah.
For another time.
Yes, absolutely. Fantastic.
But yeah, to answer your question, Ming, I spent a lot of time there. I learned how to build guitars just from being there that long. I apprenticed and I got it pretty good at it, which is why I was able to hook up your guitar.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate that. Restrung it, like let me an amp, like
That's
gave
fucking
cables.
awesome.
It's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Now Kramer actually based here in Jersey?
Yeah, right down in Neptune off of exit, 102? Asbury's 102.
Was it 102? Okay.
Yeah, Mount Calvary Cemetery. Not to bore anybody out there, but it was right off of where the shop right Seaview Square Mall is.
Okay,
right
cool.
Behind there.
Oh,
yep.
wait a minute. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Right? Okay, gotcha.
On Neptune Avenue by the Social Security office.
Yeah.
But,
Come on, kids.
So we had a bona fide, made in the USA guitar company associated with rock gods.
Yes.
Right in our own backyard.
We did. And most people didn't even know it was there, Ming. People would drive right by it and not realize that what was going on inside.
They're driving by going,
gigantic factory.
Look at the fucking unemployment offices across the street. Look at that fucking line.
I know.
Yeah, but these rock stars, they wanted they were very exacting.
They wanted the best
about their guitars, so they would actually come up here and visit.
Such pains in the asses. I mean, you think about prima donnas, like they were just like, this nut has to be 3/4 of a centimeter, smaller. This has to be filed down. So meticulous.
It really was that.
Oh, it was that. Yeah. Yeah, we'd get them back. And they'd say, not to be too technical, but they would say like, oh, this has an R2 nut. It has to come down a couple. And I'm not kidding, millimeters or centimeters. You have to put another nut on it. It was
that makes sense because they, when they're on stage, their hands are moving. They're like, I know where my hands
It's true.
go.
You're absolutely right. But it's very meticulous. It also is very precise because it's a precision instrument.
Sure.
Right.
And of course they could feel it right away. So
I'm showing Marc a thing. It says grandmother gets incredible makeover. I think she should have stuck with that rather than go over there.
To turn into that guy, huh?
Turn into that dude.
What site is this so we can look at it?
That's just on it's the Xfinity home site.
The funny thing is, it's a lateral move. She didn't get better looking or worse looking. She's ugly in both shots.
Yeah. Oh, that's horrible. Oh, wow. So, anyway, Kramer, guitar.
Yes, and as mentioned on previous shows, you've met Eddie. You've hung out with Eddie.
Edward.
Yeah, back in the day.
You were at his house.
I was at his house a number of times.
You have seen Valerie Bertinelli in a bikini.
I had one piece.
All right, a one piece.
One piece.
All right.
Not a bikini. She was always a one piece person. But yeah, I was lucky enough to go out and be at that place. And I know we've covered it a bunch. But it has allowed me to gather a certain amount of knowledge on like what you've presented in front of us today here. Historically, if there's something about Kramer, usually I will remember it. Because I was you can imagine, guys, like if you were 16 years old, 17, 18 years old, and you were around something like this with such a buzz, you would have dived in head first too, I think.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
For sure. I'm like, well, who else gets to do this?
Yeah.
Nobody else, so I'm going to be awesome at this. They've been thrown in here.
Yeah, but it was also, it was beneficial too because you did get an education. As you saw, what I did with your guitar was just 1, 2, 3 kind of stuff, just to kind of put a Band-Aid on it. But I've learned some really,
you
really.
Make it sound so easy. I know.
Hey, do anything, 1,500 times, you'll get good at it.
Right. I know you love it though. So my friend Mike sent me an article. It's about the Eddie Van Halen 5150 guitar. Now, according to this story, Eddie became. In the early 80s, became friends with tennis star Vitas Gerulaitis.
Yes.
You may remember him. I remember him in I used to watch tennis back in the 80s.
Vitas Gerulaitis.
He was good. Got up to a number 3 ranking at one point.
Right.
I would always remember him in matches with like Boris Becker and Ivan Lendl.
He played McEnroe too, though, didn't he?
Yeah, McEnroe and
Jimmy Connors. Or is that too?
Jimmy Connors. Yeah, he never hit number 1, but he was good enough to be in all the tournaments, so you would hear his name.
Okay.
Here and there, and I guess they paired. They became friends.
Yes.
For some reason, I guess little known, Vitas Gerulaitis was a big fan of playing music as well.
Yes.
And a competent guitarist. So much so that he would wind up backstage with Eddie. And according to this story, Eddie gave him a 5150 guitar. Not any 5150, but according to this story, one that was used on an album or tour.
All right, now it's going to get just a little fuzzy there. So, we could. I remember when this guitar was built.
Yeah, okay.
I remember specifically this guitar. I remember who built it. It was by a guy named. It was put together by a guy named Billy Connolly.
Okay.
And it was pretty much given to him as a thank you, as a gift, as a friend. Like if I was going to say, hey Ming, I'm going to make you something from the company I'm affiliated with, like that.
Yeah, you're a great customer.
Right.
And here.
Now, I'm not going to say definitively that the guitar was never played live, only because he may have pulled it out. However, I'm going to say that I'm 90% sure that it was never played.
This article claims that this is the one he used on tour.
Yeah, that's
which tour was it? Do you remember?
It says here that it was like the 82-83 World Tour. There's a lot of problems with that.
Okay.
Because we did not have Edward Van Halen as an endorsee in 1982. It comes on a year after that.
So, Black Mark number 1.
Yep, that's the first red flag.
Red flag number 1.
Yep. So he wouldn't have, and the other thing too, and I don't want to get too technical, but you know that the guitar on that 5150 has what looks like a hockey stick headstock.
Yes.
All right, we didn't move over those until 1985, 86.
All right, so there's a couple 4 years after.
Right.
Okay.
And
having a guitar is used on a world tour, that's huge.
Sure.
That's history.
Well, I think I mentioned to you before that we used to make about 10 of them for him when he'd go out on tour, but he only played the one goddamn guitar. He only played that one.
He made the roadies carry all the other 9s he never used.
He had one that was a backup. It's very easy to tell because there's space tape on the bottom of the body where it says 5150, which is his most iconic guitar. His number 2 said 1984.
Okay.
And then there's another one that said OU812.
Right.
You could see it when he pulls it out. Like if he breaks a string, he'll switch to the other guitar.
Yes.
And you'll see the different space tape on it. But 9 out of 10 times it was always the 5150 he was playing.
Yeah.
Same old.
I mean, why not?
No, yeah. The guitar is very, very worn in, very comfortable to play.
Oh.
Yeah, I've actually played that particular guitar, his guitar. And
you've touched it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I played it. I've played it.
Played it.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's so worn in that I have to be honest, it's actually kind of acclimated to his style or his preferences.
Yeah.
It's very hard for like a guy like you and me to pick it up because it's just so worn in,
Yeah, we're talking. I've read stories. He's like, I practice 14 hours a day.
Yeah,
and I mean, and which is true.
He practiced a lot. Yeah,
and if you do that, it's going to get worn. Like after a week.
Sure. Well, you can see if you look at the headstock, you can see where the dirt on the fingerboard from where he just presses it. Yeah, you can see where the dirt and the back of that neck was as dirty as a pair of old sweat socks. It was the wood had turned dark gray.
Yeah, well, you know what it is? It's not his hands are dirty. They pick up the oils. The oil picks up all the dust in the room. I mean, it's not like he hasn't washed his friggin' hands.
No, you hit it right on
just everyone's over there like, wow, Edward's a really filthy person.
Hey,
wow, how
he's got
disgusting.
a skivoots, that guy.
Exactly. No, it's just the oils that he picks up from his hands, Ming.
Yes.
And so, because I noticed you were like, ew. Ew. It's a little gross, but it's not because he's a filthy person.
No. Like you said, it is the oils. That's happened on some of my guitars, especially because he sands the lacquer off the back of his neck to have more of a natural feel. So then the oil really gets into the wood.
Wow, so he really gets down and condition. She's like sandpapering lacquer off.
Yeah. I mean, there's
making a little adjustment. That's awesome.
It's funny because he has this kind of mythology around him that he did a lot of the building of his guitars.
Right.
And he really didn't. I mean, he put a few of them together back in the day, but as far as you looking at all the Kramers, I could bring guys in here that still live in New Jersey that built these guitars. That'll sit right here and say, okay, this is what I did, step 1, step 2, step 3. And those are the guys that really put
my
them
R2 nut went like 5 millimeters
exactly.
off.
Well, would it be fair to say that Edward customized them to his liking?
Yes.
Like he sanded the back, sanded the lacquer off.
Yeah, or more of like, hey, this is the way I'd like it. Can you do it for me?
Okay.
Right. Yeah, it was his ideas. He was pointing in that direction.
Gotcha.
That's very fair to say.
Yeah, it's all semantics.
Well, yeah,
when you get down to where the bear shits in the buckwheat, it's all about semantics.
Yeah, it's just that on the internet, you get a lot of people that are like, well, he did it like this. He wired the guitar.
Yeah, he sanded it down. He cut it
I
off.
watched him do it. And, no, you didn't.
Right, that's it.
Now,
he screwed in the frets. I'm like...
You dreamed that you saw him doing that.
Right.
You have a very active imagination.
And then as we move forward, Ming, I will explain to you how that relationship started with the tennis players. So,
okay.
Yeah, as we get there.
Okay, so this article, I believe MusicRow.com, is highlighting this guitar. They obtained it somehow for Vitas. Later on, I think he died.
I think it's carbon monoxide poisoning.
Carbon monoxide poisoning, Mike. Untimely death.
I remember Vitas Garryolitis. Garryolitis. Remember that very well. Him, very stunning deaths in the tennis world. It was Arthur Ashe. He died of AIDS.
Yeah,
wow,
he did.
Weird.
And Vitas Garryolitis, he was a quick one too.
And Vitas Garagiola.
Yeah,
that's right.
I felt bad for the whole Garryolitis family when that.
Okay.
Yes. So I guess this guitar got passed down to his family.
Yes.
It wasn't clear if they sold it or somehow this website attained it.
Right. And I've seen this gentleman before. This I don't want to use his last name, but Tommy. He's reputable. He actually is.
Reputable?
Yeah.
Unlike some of the other people we've dealt with.
There's a lot of bullshitters out there, but Tommy has always been a straight shooter.
There are people on the interwebs who bullshit.
I know, isn't that horrible?
God.
But it's true.
Folks, you might want to see
this guy Tommy, he's worked with a lot of other vintage artist guitars.
Okay.
And I do know him from in the circle as being a pretty reputable guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
The circle of life.
However, he can only work with the information he gets.
Right. And the information he got was a letter from the Garryolitis family saying...
Yeah, I believe it's his sister, wasn't it?
Sister or daughter, I'm not... Yeah,
sister.
Sister, who wrote a letter that they sent along with the guitar saying they were friends, they used to jam together, and he gave this guitar to him as a gift, and here it is. And this is, and they're basically authenticating it. Right.
Yeah, they are trying to. They're trying to give as much history as they can. And if you look at some of the photos on the website you showed me, if you look closely, you can see that that's the backstage dressing room of the Brendan Byrne Arena, the Continental Airlines Arena, IZOD, whatever you want to call it.
Yes.
But when they're presenting the guitar to him, you can see that that's a very recognizable dressing room. So that's the night he would have been given it. I can almost pinpoint that would have been on the 1984 tour for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. And that's when he would have gotten this guitar.
No doubt.
No doubt in my mind.
Okay.
The guitar tech standing next to him is Rudy Laren. I know Rudy. And that's who's standing next to Edward and Vitas in that picture with the other guitar.
Wow.
So, I wasn't there in the room for that, but I was at the show. You were at the,
okay. You were.
I was definitely at that show, yeah.
Okay.
So.
Wow. All right, does this bring back memories?
Yeah, it does. It's funny, Ming, because Kramer, I don't really carry a torch for it like a lot of people do. There's a lot of fans out there, but I've kind of put that in a little place back in my life because I've said this here. I'm in such a good place. I so enjoy what I do here with you guys, working with you guys. It's one thing to just work at the store, but to be able to work with guys that are, my best friends, that it puts it so over the top that I think that I put this equal with working at Kramer, being here.
Get out of here.
I swear to God.
Come on.
No, I swear to God.
With us idiots?
Yeah. Well, you know what? You idiots have a lot of charm and a lot more sincerity than people in the music business. But it does bring back memories. But it was so long ago. It reminds me, there was a lot of fun things that happened. Look, I had a blast. I would be an idiot if I said that I had anything but That was then.
I wish I had a gift of this caliber to give to you. I don't yet.
Okay.
But
what, a guitar?
Well, I have a guitar, but it's not this guitar in it. No, it would have to be like comic book related, right? To make it meaningful.
Should be.
Yeah. Well, we'll figure something out.
You got it.
Yeah. This also says Vitas has he had a huge collection of very collectible guitars, gifts.
Yes.
From Clapton.
Yes.
Even.
Yes.
Which is nuts.
And those guitars, I think, would be worth a hell of a lot more than this Kramer guitar, believe it or not.
A Clapton?
Yeah, if you got a guitar from Clapton, if it's like a Stratocaster, it would probably be worth a lot more.
That'd be nuts, man. Like, I wouldn't even want to talk. I wouldn't even want to look at it.
Yeah. Well, remember that scene in Spinal Tap.
I mean,
we've looked at it enough. Don't look at it. Don't touch it.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but to quote Wayne's World, Mike, I'm not worthy.
Not worthy.
We're not worthy.
Well, yeah.
Which, incidentally, another movie which Kramer guitar shows up in, Wayne's World. There is a Alice Cooper's guitar player, Steph Burnett. Who turned out
he's got Kramer.
Yes, but he always played Kramer's. Yeah,
cool. And Alice Cooper.
But really, just to wrap up, like how these guys. I mean, if you don't mind, I'll just tell you real quick.
No, please.
Basically, what had happened was Edward Van Halen became buddies with John McEnroe. And he would hook up with McEnroe every time he came to New York City to play at Madison Square Garden or the Brendan Byrne Arena or the Nassau Coliseum. And these guys kind of hit it off. And being that McEnroe was friends with Vitas Gurulaitis, and they kind of started, hanging around more and more, they then bled over to coming to the guitar company and meeting us. And so, you know what? We give them a free guitar.
Sure.
I remember we did a great one-piece guitar that was painted with all camouflage for John McEnroe. And my dad and I actually drove it over to his townhouse in Manhattan and dropped it off to him. But
did you see Tatum O'Neal?
No. I think this was, you know what? And it was weird because McEnroe was kind of like, thanks for dropping off the guitar. See ya.
That's it. I was like, fuck you, man.
Yeah.
Like, this is
I don't think he realized the guy that was dropping it off was the vice president of the company.
Yeah.
He's
an asshole.
Delivery guy.
Well,
we all know
I think we figured that one out.
So it turned out that these guys were so into it. That's why I pulled up this picture because I wanted to show you. We ended up using Vitas Gurulaitis and John McEnroe in a print ad for Kramer Guitars.
You have it right there.
And I have it right here for you to see. The funny thing about this ad is you'll see the two tennis players are holding guitars.
Yes, and the guitar.
Edward is holding a tennis racket.
Yeah.
And I guess the tagline here is, besides Edward Van Halen, who are the greatest guitar players in tennis today? And it just has the picture of the three of them. And if you look real close, Edward has on a T-shirt that's a play off of the Pep Boys.
Yeah, it's Hip
and
Girls.
And it says Pep Girls.
Oh, Pep Girls?
Fanny, Flo, and Jackie.
Oh, nice.
I know.
I actually thought it was a TESD shirt. But
it kind of does look like that.
Right.
But so we capitalized
Manny, Mo,
on
and
this.
Brian.
He time traveled?
Yeah,
Right.
actually placed it on the time phone.
Right. Oh, right. Okay.
So we capitalized on this. We used those guys. They were happy to be in an ad. There was no money exchange. They were just happy to
and they
play
got
rock
guitars.
stars, if you will.
Nice.
But that's how this friendship started, and that is how Vitas ended up with this, which I would politely say is a replica homage of a 5150 guitar.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And one of the telltale signs is if you look on the headstock, you'll see that the Kramer logo is absolutely in the wrong spot.
That's not where you.
No, it should be going this way.
Oh,
so
up
you
and
could
down,
read it.
not diagonal.
Yeah, not diagonal.
Okay.
And these were just the stickers that we would affix to. So this is I don't remember exactly why they would have done it this way. I know that at the time we didn't like to make exact copies of Edward's guitar.
Right.
So you would try to change the paint
just
or
a little bit.
Yeah, a little something different, just so because he even to this day, Edward's still very, very controlling of that pattern.
Sure.
So there are some things that are changed around. I think that it's a great guitar. I think it has a great, great history because of it belonging to Vitas Gurulaitis and whatnot. But it's not the same as if you got a tour guitar that he had. Yeah, it's different. It's a gift. I had a real 5150 that we did build for the tours, and Edward did play it, and that one was a little more accurate. It looked just like it.
Okay.
But this one, like I said, it's a gift.
All right. So the site you can check this article out on, it's called themusiczoo.com. I'll post a link in Twitter. which you can follow on Ming Chen 37.
Lincoln.
It sure was an interesting. I'm glad that you found it, Ming.
Oh yeah, I
because
mean you have a very very storied history with Kramer.
Hey,
I'm
listen.
like, I was just like, hey, have you seen this? And this is actually an older article, I believe.
And of course, I was like, yeah, of course, I've seen it. But if you ever have any of these moving forward, I would love to try to stump Marco with the old Kramer questions.
Right. It's like, is this, how much of this is true?
Exactly. You know, those guitars go for bucks. I'll end it with this, but those guitars do go for bucks. I remember when I sold mine, and I actually conferred with Edward when I sold it. I said, hey, man, I want to sell the guitar, but I want to get kind of your blessing on it because I want to buy a guitar that I want to play.
Right.
And he said, dude, buy a guitar you're going to play. Don't have that for no reason. And I did. I sold mine for I think it was about $4,000 or $5,000.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. That's
back in the day.
Yeah. That's a princely sum back.
And you're going back to 1990.
It's and $1990. That's like I don't know what that is.
It's more.
It's a lot. It's a lot. But all right, thank you for lending your insight on that.
Please.
I mean, I didn't know who else to turn to. So.
Got the right guy, Ming.
Yeah.
And thank you for letting me go down Remember When Street.
Yes. Oh, I'm sure we'll be seeing more of these.
I'm sure.
This is pretty cool. So, Mike, I have a document in front of you.
I do. I have a document.
Now,
Right
last week we talked about the Oscars and
we did.
How, a lot of snubs and
many snubs.
How it just not exciting me this year.
No, and it's all
kind of bullshit.
A popularity contest. You know that
it always is. But most years, like okay, there's some films I could get behind. Maybe some films I want to see win.
You were more angered by the Lego movie.
I was.
Getting the snub.
Yeah, I totally.
I hear you.
I totally.
I feel you, brother.
So I thought instead, all right, well, after the Oscars, they don't mean this year. They don't mean anything.
No, they mean nothing.
So let's turn to another, possible, popularity contest, award show that we could get behind.
Why not?
There were the Spirits. The Golden Globes have passed already. Not that exciting.
No, but you know what? It was kind of cute with Tina Fey and Amy Poehler.
Sure.
It was they were very cute together.
Sure.
I didn't watch.
Tina Fey's so pretty, incidentally.
She is very pretty.
She has the specs, man. It's the glasses.
It's really weird.
Right?
I'm actually rewatching 30 Rock.
Okay.
And I've got an HD TV. I'm like, oh, okay, all right, yeah. And she's very
now
pretty.
you see it.
No,
you need
like,
1080p to see that she was hot.
Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, okay, good.
You need it high.
It didn't count before, Ming. It didn't count.
Right.
I was paying for it. But yeah, I was like,
I was masturbating.
In lower definition.
Yeah,
lower
definition.
that,
lower
that doesn't
definition.
count.
No.
That doesn't count.
And I had the Tina Fey sex doll, which is available at. You can't get it anywhere. It's a custom job. What can I say, people? But very funny. So we're watching, and right now in front of me,
yes, is there an awards program that we can get behind?
Yes,
and that would be Mike.
Yes,
which one?
This is the Razzies.
Yes, the Razzies. Celebrating the worst of Hollywood year by year.
My God, can I get behind this?
Yes.
In every category.
Yes, Mike.
Every category.
Every single category, yes.
Is someone
Mike.
I hate.
You hate a lot of people. So
and I hate a lot of people.
You're going to have to be a little more specific here.
Here we go. We've got the worst. May I go through?
For the nominees for worst movie of the year are...
Worst picture are Kirk Cameron, Saving Christmas. Left Behind.
Kirk Cameron?
No, that is Nicolas Cage.
I thought that was Kirk Cameron.
Originally it was. This is...
They did it again?
They did the Left Behind remakes.
Really?
They rebooted the
Cage,
Left Behind?
Yeah, because,
For real?
Yes, they did. Swear to God.
Get out of here.
The legend... Yes, because
it was so awesome the first time.
Screaming that we need to reboot this apocalyptic franchise. Because they're not doing it well enough in The Walking Dead. I don't feel... the end of the world with The Walking Dead.
Well,
they don't have the bases covered.
Yeah.
Well, Walking Dead, zombies,
blah,
blah, Left Behind is the Rapture, and
and zombies,
and Judgment Day, and
Yeah.
Well, and
are there zombies in Left Behind?
God, I hope so.
Okay,
otherwise it would suck, right? Oh, wait a minute, these are the Razzies. Okay,
Yeah.
I don't think there's zombies.
No, they're
in
supposed to
Left
suck.
Behind.
It's
Yes.
supposed to suck.
The Legend of Hercules with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Okay,
Ooh.
I actually saw that with my kids.
and
Really?
Oh, it sucked. It was really bad.
Was it just a shitty story, or did Dwayne?
Oh, it was
just do,
it was shitty everything, and had really, really good actors in it.
Right.
You had Ian McShane.
Mm-hmm.
Say, there's my friend.
Sure, Deadwood.
That cocksucker Hercules.
That would have been awesome if he had called Hercules a cocksucker once. would have made the movie
worth it.
Yeah.
How was The Rock? Can The Rock
act?
Yeah, I don't know.
Hercules.
No, okay.
He acts like The Rock.
Can you smell?
Can you smell what Hercules is cooking?
Yeah.
So no, it was. But it didn't. It wasn't as bad as I don't know, Saving Christmas. Kirk Cameron's Saving Christmas.
Oh, well, hold on. Did you see Saving Christmas?
Absolutely not.
Well, no,
but
so how do you know?
Well, let me ask you a question.
We got to watch it.
Now, all right, then that's exactly what we'll do.
Right.
We'll all sit down and watch Saving Christmas.
Well, I think we should.
Kirk Cameron Saving
I don't like
Christmas.
you guys that much.
You will do that. No, Ming, because you still owe me because you don't read comic books for I Sell Comics that I tell you to read.
True. Okay. All right. Fair enough.
And you also bailed on the riff tracks that night.
did.
We went,
And you bailed on riff tracks.
If there's a riff track Saving Christmas, I'll go to that.
No,
we should do it.
We will do it.
Yeah,
All right. I'll be
That's
our
what
own
we'll
riff
do.
track. Okay.
We'll all independently see Saving Christmas, that pile of dung that's on this list.
Okay.
And we'll come back and mainly because I got lambasted by some jerk off in the LA Times when I said that my least favorite of the comic book movies was Catwoman.
Okay, sure.
Halle Berry Catwoman.
Halle Berry Catwoman. Well, I mean, it's the only Catwoman movie they ever really made. So, and they said, so you saw it just the once? I said, I never saw it. Said it was so bad he never even saw it, and I was like,
you didn't have to.
And they're like, how can it be his worst? How can it be his least favorite? I didn't have to see it to know that it sucked.
Right.
Okay. Fair enough.
So, Saving Christmas, didn't he go on IMDb and say, hey, everybody, all my fans out there, all 6 of you.
Yes. Give it a good rating.
Give it a good rating. Right. Give it a great rating. Let's make this number 1.
Okay.
And it backfired on him. Everyone went on. It was like, you suck.
Did you? Did you do it?
I did not. I didn't have to because I didn't have to. The people rose up and smited Kirk Cameron smartly.
I see
there was
that,
enough. You didn't have to pile on, is what you're saying?
I just stood back, folded my arms over my, folded my arms across my chest, leaned back up against the wall, and smiled.
And just watched.
Smiled like Bull Durham.
Saving Christmas, IMDb rating 1.5 out of 10.
Yes.
I've not.
The worst.
I've not
Ever.
seen.
Yeah, you know what, Ming? You bring up a good point. You and I haven't seen it, Mike. In like 30 words or less, what the fuck is it about? What is this?
Saving Christmas?
Yeah, what's?
I have no
Here,
fucking clue.
let me
I've
give you
never
the,
seen it.
It's got to be some kind of.
Let me give you the
Jesus
plot
thing.
summary.
Okay.
Kirk, so he stars as himself. Kirk is enjoying the annual Christmas party extravaganza thrown by his sister until he realizes he needs to help out Christian, his brother-in-law, who has had a bad case of the bah humbugs.
Oh boy!
Kirk's fresh look at Christmas provides Christians the chance to see Christ is where he has always been, at the center of our Christmas celebrations and traditions.
So Christ is actually at the Walmart checking me out?
Yeah.
Like, hey,
Christ is right at the center of.
exactly.
Well, that doesn't. I mean, it sounds like it would be a what we'd expect. However, to get 1.5, you said
1.5.
1.5, 1.5.
Wow, that's got to
One and a
really swing low.
Oh God, it's got to suck.
I still want to say it. I still do.
I'm telling you, before next Friday, we're going to see this.
What the hell happened to what was his name? Seaver, Mike Seaver.
Mike Seaver, man, where are
show
you?
me that smile again, man.
He was
what
a
the hell?
douchebag back then. What are you talking about?
No, we know. You know, that's a story for another time with what he did to Julie McCullough.
I know.
And,
Oh, you kidding? I've gone on publicly and said that this sucks. He's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And I hate him.
When your morals actually will get somebody fired and affect their lives and their families, and it's like you're not getting a paycheck anymore because you know what, we disagree.
Do you think it's his morals or his moral it's such like that slippery slope,
Right.
You know what? You're not doing what I want.
Yeah.
You're not praising God
The way I want.
Exactly.
Right.
In a burqa.
Well, it's that old Bill Hicks joke. It's like, do you believe in God? And the person says yes. And then the other guy says, well, do you believe in my God? And they say no. And Bill Hicks goes, boom. You know, where
That's
it's like-
exactly it.
So,
You're a douchebag for not. You have to do what I say.
Yeah.
And it's all about. And for him, it's always been about ego. And that's when your religion and your ego are on the same exact line,
Right.
in your personal ledger.
yeah.
Go fuck yourself,
You
in my
could-
opinion.
I guess. How much money do you think he's sitting on?
Who, Kirk Cameron?
Yeah, you think he gets a lot from the Growing Pains money?
Probably.
Or you think he gets a lot of church money?
Does he have a whole, whole...
The Way of the Master.
The Way of the Master. He's got
he's got like a ministry thing?
He's got a whole ministry thing, yeah.
Yeah,
then he's fine.
Yeah, they give money. Yeah, they.
He's got tax dodges, you know it.
He's fairly popular. There are people who buy into his garbage.
Oh,
so.
yeah.
I guess. That's why I asked.
There are people who polish his banana.
Yeah.
No, well, he's got this whole thing where intelligent design. Look at this banana. It's like, what the fuck does that mean?
I know. Yes.
He's got a whole analogy, like a real analogy, where he compares it to a banana.
Yeah.
He has, and he also did the dinosaurs and people on Earth. And he has a lot of those. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right.
The Earth is only 6,000 years old. It's like, no, it's not,
Unbelievable.
dude.
Unbelievable.
No, it's not.
No.
Here's my ministry.
Okay.
It's called the Gobstopper Theory.
Okay.
Cut a gobstopper in half,
Right.
and you can look at all the layers. You have to put those layers on one at a time. You know that?
Yes.
Yeah.
And being that you are, I often refer to you as Your Holiness now
Thank you,
because
yes.
you are a man of the cloth.
I am a man of the cloth, by
Reverend
the way.
Mike Zapcic.
Mike's Ministries.
Yes. Yeah. Two reverends right here.
Yes, right here.
Yep.
And Ming, you can join up.
Yeah.
You really should, man.
That'd be pretty awesome.
You're ordained in many religions now.
Just one, but that's okay.
But it covers a lot of ground. It's a pretty blank.
It's God wrote me a blank check.
Yeah.
And now all I got to do is cash it. But so anyway, we are a little bit off topic. Legend of Hercules, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Okay, that's up there. Sure.
Yeah, that sucked.
Did you see that?
I did not.
Okay.
I will not.
Wow.
I will not. And I happen to love Kevin. You know, I love Kevin Eastman.
Eastman, yes.
Great guy.
Co-creator, yes.
Transformers: Age of Extinction. That's another Michael Bay fucking Ganza.
Yes, he's got 2 on there this year. Wow.
Yeah, good for you, buddy.
Wow.
So worst actor.
Okay.
This is my favorite. Kirk Cameron.
Wow.
For Kirk
Shocking.
Cameron saving Christmas.
Okay.
Nicholas Cage for Left Behind. I just wanted to say one thing. Kellen Lutz, The Legend of Hercules.
So it's the same actors from the same movie.
That's the guy from Twilight.
Here we go.
Kellen Lutz.
Here we go. Seth MacFarlane, A Million Ways to Die in the West, which I don't think he deserves that.
Okay.
I actually thought that A Million Ways to Die in the West it didn't suck. I mean, there are worse movies on here.
Oh, okay.
Adam Sandler for Blended, and I can get behind that.
Yeah, he should win right away.
It should have just been instead of calling it Blended, just call it Cash Grab.
Okay. So over
That would've
over Kirk Cameron, you're going to give him the worst Razzie.
Who,
Worst
Sandler?
actor, yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Agreed.
Sandler's just, I mean, I know, again, here's a guy who could squash any whatever fucking career. Call Kevin, have this guy fired.
Sure.
Hey, Kevin, let's fire this.
But it don't make him funny anymore.
That's right. Oh, my God. Worst supporting actor, there are only 2 here. No, I'm sorry, there are more.
Okay.
Mel Gibson for The Expendables.
Okay.
Kelsey Grammer for a shitload of movies. The Expendables, 3. Legends of Oz. Think Like a Man 2. Transformers: Age of Extinction.
There's a Think Like a Man 2?
I guess so. Wow.
That came out theatrically?
Yeah, I don't know if it came out theatrically, but I think it counts if it came out just
What
straight
a
to
travesty. They make a Think Like a Man 2, but they fail to make it. They don't make a Good Burger 2. Like, seriously?
I would have loved to have seen a Good Burger
Oh, yeah.
too. That
Yeah.
would be
What happened
great.
to those guys?
I
Right?
have no idea, but Key and Peele are still around, so.
Right. But still. Okay.
Then we got Shaquille O'Neal for Blended. Why can't we just still have him for Steel?
Steel.
This year
was
only,
that
Mike.
Shazam?
Oh, no, yeah. We play the genie. Oh, God.
This year only, Mike. Let's limit it to this year.
Arnold Schwarzenegger for The Expendables 3.
Okay.
I was great in that. Kiefer Sutherland for Pompeii. I never saw Pompeii, but from what I understand, Kiefer Sutherland was bad in it.
Okay.
Worst actress, Drew Barrymore for Blended. Yeah, I can see that.
Blended is
Cameron Diaz for The Other Woman and Sex Tape. Cameron Diaz, The Other Woman just looks fucking horrible, right?
I didn't see that.
No, I mean just
I
even the
don't
trailers.
expect you to.
Oh, the trailer.
Yeah, because it's a chick movie.
Yeah, you know.
Melissa McCarthy for Tammy, and that looked kind of cute, didn't it?
Sure,
she's got
sure.
a garbage bag over her face.
Yes.
Yeah. Charlize Theron, A Million Ways to Die in the West, and again, anything Charlize Theron is in is not a bad movie.
No, she's beautiful.
No, she
and
gets
that
no
movie,
wrong.
guys, I have to chime in too. That movie was actually pretty good. That
Yeah,
Seth
I actually
MacFarlane.
liked it.
It was tongue in cheek, but it was funny. So.
And Gaia Weiss for The Legend of Hercules.
Okay.
Worst supporting actress, Cameron Diaz.
Again.
For Annie. Hopefully she'll sweep this. Megan Fox for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Was that a supporting actress role?
As April O'Neil, yeah, apparently so.
Nicola Peltz for Transformers: Age of Extinction. Susan Sarandon for Tammy. And Bridget Ridenour, Nee Cameron for Kirk Cameron's Saving Christmas.
Oh, okay.
Wow. So we've got some really shit.
Yeah, but some of them come up more than once, so...
Yeah, worst screenplay. Wow, Kirk Cameron Saving Christmas, Left Behind, Sex Tape, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and Transformers. The only thing that they left out was Legend of Hercules. Wow.
Well, maybe the script wasn't that bad.
Maybe it wasn't.
Maybe
it wasn't.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And they've got a whole bunch of... They've got other things.
Well, I believe in this. I think there might be some snubs here.
Okay, worst screen combo.
Oh, there's a worst screen combo?
Yeah, any two robotic actors from Transformers.
Okay.
Kirk Cameron and his ego for Kirk Cameron Saving Christmas. Cameron Diaz and Jason Segel for Sex Tape. Kellen Lutz and either his abs, his pecs, or his glutes for The Legend of Hercules.
Okay.
Seth MacFarlane and Charlize Theron for A Million Ways to Die in the West. See, I actually believed them.
Yeah.
Those two, I said, you know what? Well, he was more of a, spoiler alert, a coward in A Million Ways to Die in the West. But I mean, his cowardice was well founded.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
There were they should have numbered all the ways to die in the West.
Right.
I think that would have.
Oh, all million ways?
All million.
Okay.
I mean, just bugs.
It did have, there was a lot of funny things. I mean, you're saying that he played more of like a little sissy, like the way he wasn't.
He played like the guy who would redeem himself at the end,
right?
The typical Twilight Zone where the old drunken.
He wouldn't be the first guy to go out to have the gunfight in the street, but I think that was charming the way they did that because it kind of played him as the everyman, the schlub.
The bumbling guy.
Yeah.
Who gets the really hot girl?
Yeah.
Who's just happens to be a fucking ace shot.
Bah.
So. But you know what? I don't think there are any losers here. I think they're all losers.
Aren't the winners?
I think they're all losers.
So you mean at this table or?
I mean on this sheet of paper.
Aren't the
At
winners?
this table, there are plenty of losers.
Isn't whoever wins a loser?
I think, but anyone who loses is not a winner.
Right.
I think just to be nominated proves how much of a loser you are.
Right. Okay.
But Seth MacFarlane has more money than Jesus.
Yeah, so he
right
can't
now.
lose.
No.
So Kirk Cameron has lost many times.
Right.
He will continue to lose on this show and any other show that I'm ever on.
I see that. Well, I thought I saw that. I thought you'd get a kick out of it.
It's awesome.
I thought, I was like, wait a minute, Mike can get behind.
Here's an award show that Mike can get behind.
So I believe the Razzies, they picked the winners the night before the Oscars, so we'll be paying close attention.
I
to
will
that.
be on the edge of my seat. And next week for you folks, we're going to give you a review
of
Kirk Cameron's Saving Christmas.
Okay. Awesome.
I will pay for you guys to download it, whatever you have to do to get a hold of it.
I guess it should be out on some kind of digital format.
We can
It's
find
some sort of format.
Okay.
Whatever you have to do, I'll pay for it.
Really? You don't feel bad putting money back into the Way of the Master?
Absolutely
coffers?
not. No, you kidding? For as much money as we're going to suck out of his sales next week.
Are we just encouraging things now?
Probably.
Who cares?
Okay.
But you know what? At least we have homework to do this week.
Yeah, now you guys got homework.
We got homework.
Okay. All right, I'll sit down
And,
a big bucket of popcorn and a vomit bucket.
Vomit bucket.
Make sure that you have them both clearly marked so you don't...
Barf bag.
Exactly. But I'm looking at the time, and unfortunately, our hour is up, folks. But...
Yes?
Dead silence. Let's see if anyone's going to jump in there.
But
I had a blast this week, guys.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mark.
Hey, guys, thanks again for letting me sit in. I sure do appreciate it.
Thank you for listening, and we'll talk to you soon.
This has been a production of SModCo Internet Radio.